Thank you. Thanks for the lift. Right, cheers. Good morning. Ray here, not that one. As you can see, I'm now about to dive into the canoe, and I'm down at Scole Bridge. So I was here quite early this morning. I've left my canoe here and I've taken my car to Beccles Quay, and my dad kindly come and picked me up and brought me back here. So I can now do, quite unusual for me, I will now be doing a one-way paddle, because virtually every other time I have to go somewhere and come back. But this will be nice. So yeah, really looking forward to this. The weather's a little bit here and there, but the rain should peter out as we move through the day, and then tomorrow and Monday are looking quite good. Fingers crossed that'll be the case. So yeah, we're now gonna head off. I will see you on the water. I've got my shorts on, which will save my trousers getting wet. Seemed like a good plan. I'm actually a bit shocked at just how low the water level is since that last trip. I know we haven't had any rain, but even so. And I thought I might have been in good time to miss a lot of the the reeds, but wow, it's really choked up, and yeah, it's already proven to be quite a struggle. Yes, I seem to be stuck fast at the moment. Right, we might have to try and move back a bit and get ourselves over a little bit more. It's quite amazing. Whoa. Bit tippy when you're in the front. Right, sorry I knocked into you. Right, it's a little worse than I was expecting, to be honest, but there we are. It's not going to be the only hard bit I'm going to be doing today, that's for sure. See my first cygnets of the year, sitting there quite happily. Mr. Swan had a little bit of a hiss, but Mr. seems to be pretty calm at the moment, so I'm going to leave him to it and get out of here. It has been a battle, but I don't want to speak too soon, but it does seem to be opening up a little bit. Actually looks like a river now rather than a big ditch. And the water actually is surprisingly clear. So all this weed life has certainly cleaned the water up some. So this is right near the end of May, and this coming Monday is the bank holiday. I've been planning this 3-day trip for a few weeks. Been really looking forward to it. We have been having a really nice dry sunny spell for quite a long time. We have had a bit of wind of late, which has been a bit annoying, and we are due to get quite a lot more wind this weekend apparently, but looking at the wind charts, I might stand half a chance of having a tailwind. So yeah, so we've got 3 days to make this trip. Oh blimey, there's another hissing swan. I didn't see you, missus. Last thing I want to do is severely surprise one, especially when I'm stuck in reeds myself. Doesn't leave you many options to escape. Stay in the canoe and do your best, or jump out and run, or swim, as the case may be. So a lot of this Waveney is just like this. It's water, meadows and cattle pretty much. There is the odd place where there's a tree or two, but they are few and far between. And even if you spot any, they have to be at the right time of day and in the right location. So it's pretty difficult along here with a hammock. So I've left my hammock at home and I'm actually out in a tent. I was going to just bivvy it, but because we are due to have quite a bit more rain tonight, and I just fancied being in somewhere where I've got a little bit more cover. So we're in a tent, which is still wild camping, so that's will be fun. So that's on my previous video, that's the little ditch that I canoed up into, and I think just sheltered from the wind for a few minutes. I mean, look at it now. There's not even any water in it, because this little bit of rain is just going to get soaked up in the first few millimetres of soil, and that won't go any further, I can't imagine, unless we get a lot more. But I think in the situation we're in, it's better to have several hours of steady rain than it is to have a big cloud burst, because big cloud bursts usually just make a lot of flooding and don't really do much to wet the land, because they just run off. It just runs away. So no doubt the farmers this morning out doing a little jig in their pyjamas. Quite a few of the gardeners as well, I wouldn't be surprised. Especially those who aren't near a big tap, like on some of these allotments where there's no water source. You either have to carry it there yourself or rely on the rain. I do have a couple of friends in that position. I'm sorry, Swan, I'm battling through the weeds. I'm doing my best to avoid you, but yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I feel exactly the same way. Trust me. You can hiss all you like, pal. I took a friend out on the Waveney a few weeks ago at Needham. He hadn't been in a canoe for a lot of years. He was a little bit unsure of how it was going to work, because it was a canoe he wasn't used to. But anyway, that's fine. But but he did have a rather nasty swan encounter. Did scare him somewhat. Ran behind him flapping its wings and then launched itself on the back of his canoe. It was a bit of a wobbly moment. I don't normally run this, but I'm thinking today I'm going to have to chance it. But I am going to slow down considerably and just see what happens. Because there's a lot of concrete here and a lot of steel and bolts. Blimey, yeah, that's a bit of a big... Yeah, that's a bit of a big drop. Yes, I'm not going to be dragging down there. There's nowhere near enough water. There's barely any water in this side at all. Oh, crikey. Oh, that's it. Right. I'm on the concrete anyway. So it's the weight of a small adult. Come on. There's the chances of it staying there. There we are. The River Waveney, the total length is 58.75 miles according to Wikipedia, and the The first 8 miles, pretty much unnavigable. Can't get down over a canoe. So yeah, so the section I'll be paddling is going to be around about 50 miles. And the River Waveney runs until it joins the Yare, and then it flows out at Great Yarmouth with the Yare. So we'll be getting somewhere close to the end of the Waveney, depending on how timings go. So for any of my overseas visitors, which I know there is a few of you, and they're growing, warm welcome, by the way. And an especially warm welcome to all my new subscribers. Yeah, very pleased to have you all on board, and thank you very much. Really sort of doing my best to bring you some fine content, and I'm hoping this trip is going to be the best yet. The last trip on the Stour, that was a fantastic trip. I did have some struggles with the wind, but that aside, it was really, really good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Met some wonderful people. The videos attracted a few views and a few new followers. So yeah, that's really, really nice. So yeah, thank you all for that. And hopefully you'll be joined by many more in the upcoming weeks and months. Oh, we're in the pea soup again. Yes, so for those overseas visitors, the River Waveney, that's the border between Norfolk and Suffolk. It's about 100 miles north of London on the right-hand side, the eastern side of the UK. That's where the little round bump sticks out. That's Norfolk. Now this River Waveney, according to a source I was reading during the week, this was officially named the Waveney in about 1275 AD, and prior to that it was known as Wagon Ewe. Wagon Ewe, that was the old, I guess, Celtic name, or yeah, an old-fashioned name anyway, and that's what they used to call it. And the rough translation of Wagon Ewe is river by the quagmire or swamp, depending on where you are. So that's interesting. It isn't quite a quagmire, well, not usually. It's winter time when we have heavy rain, but that must have drained a wee bit better since 1275. This section of river we're now coming up to is usually pretty clear. It's very wide, and for that reason they call this section the Broad. And again, when I was a youngster, this used to be a very popular swimming spot. It's hard to imagine it now, but there's still a tree down here with some planks of wood nailed up it to form a ladder, and there's usually a long length of rope on there as well. And I did partake in a bit of wild swimming down here in my middle teenage years. There's still a metal ladder and a plank of wood to enable easy exit from the water, or to dive off if fancy takes you. So that's the tree. Yeah, planks of wood are still there, rope is still there, so I guess they're still, maybe if we were here last weekend when it was baking hot, there would have been some kids here swimming. Right, here we go. Lovely. Be a good time to empty all the water out of the canoe as well. That'd be nice. Right, here we are. We're now back in the water and ready to leave Hoxton Weir behind. And we're now gonna now I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I haven't paddled this section for, I think it was 8 years. 8 years ago was the last time I did all of this section in one hit. Yes, it's it's jolly good fun. Come. often a real job to know which way to go when you're faced with these reeds, because you can't see anything. All I can see is there's a big wooden fence post on the right hand side. That's got a great big dirty nail sticking out of it, so I don't want to be going over that. But no. I know you might think I've jumped that and I'm going down a ditch, but this is actually the River Waveney. This is a major watercourse, you know. Realise that the drag coefficient of reeds is a lot worse than just water. Right, where do we go now? What I can see up ahead. So far there's been slightly more water depth than I was expecting. So that's a good thing. So you may have noticed when we was at the weir, there was a section of river which carried straight on. Well, that's the mill race. So that section goes quite a long way actually. I have paddled around it before, but to be honest, I now aren't that keen on going around there. And you can't get all the way around because obviously it's mill race, but join up with this a bit further down, and then I think from then on we should have slightly better water levels. Yeah, left again I think. Oh, there goes a kingfisher. You hear it calling? Very shrill call. Oh, there's the ducks. Right, what we got down here? More bits of fence sticking out, but they look friendly. No nails. Oh. At least we have got a clear channel here, which right at the moment, won't speak too soon. This is rather nice. Got a bit of flow on it as well. Got a tremendous amount of wildlife in this grass and reeds. Yes, this is Syleham Mill. Not the prettiest mill I've ever seen. Yeah, that's where the other river comes in there. So we're now joining the main river. It's very much like the land that time forgot down here, isn't it? Crikey. Don't know what's lurking in this grass. I should imagine a lump of wood, but we'll soon find out. Yeah, that's certainly very wild through here. I think when we were fishing here, there was a chap called Colonel Leader. He used to own the house then. Nice old boy. But he would have died a lot of years ago now, I'm sure. Ah, right. Looks like we now might be choked up. Oh no, there's room on the right hand side. That's a relief. Because for a moment that looked rather grim. I can also see a swan down here as well. Wow, that's a very large tree, isn't it? Very large tree. Probably not used to many visitors, I guess. I'm going to have to go on the left because there's a load of crap on the other side. I'm coming this side, fella, so you bump over a bit and we'll both be fine. Yeah, don't need to make a song and dance about it. Alright, I'll go this side then. I know you ought to do that side now, dear. You'll make up your bloody mind. Just go to the right and then you'll be fine. That's it, just move around. Lovely. See, that was easy, wasn't it? That was easy, nothing to worry about. Yes, this looks challenging. If I've missed anything, right on the other side. Drawbacks of having a large canoe. Oh. If I can go down without going all the way to the front. Yes, I can. Looks like it. Right, I have a fancy you're going to have to lay down, I'm thinking. As am I. Oh, we are through. Certainly very busy with trees down here, isn't it? Trees and huge logs, what's of it? Yeah, there's a massive tree trunk there. If I didn't do that side. Blimey, yes. Oh, right, I might have to resort to branch pulling, I'm thinking. Come on. Yes, there's a lot of debris here. Yes, a hell of a lot of debris. I seem to be stuck fast, so it's not ideal. Somehow I need to get forward and try to hold that other branch. Oh. Never a dull moment, Canoe on the Waveney. I think you've survived. Right, all I've got to do now is get this back to the back. Because all the weight is at the front, and that is not helping me steer enough. Blimey. Oh. I get the feeling that everything I've done so far is going to feel like a complete holiday compared to the back of Syleham Mill. Right, we're now coming up to the bridge I mentioned earlier. Looks to me like it's going to be a rather tight fit. I think we might be okay, but that's going to be a lay down job, that's for sure. Yeah, completely lay down job, it looks like. I'll try and scrub off a bit of speed, just in case. Oh, crikey, that's it. Oh yeah, we're through. We're through. Yeah. Good job the water level's low, isn't it? Yeah, there's still somebody looking after the place. I did stop under that bridge, as I said, at Billingford, and I bought some Greek yoghurt, fruits and nuts with me in a bag, which I tucked into under the bridge. It was very nice, so I've had some breakfast. But the one thing that wouldn't go amiss is a cup of coffee. parked up at the back of that's Syleham Church there. It's got a round tower, so it's Anglo-Saxon. So another little interesting fact as well, that at Happisburgh, which was on the Norfolk coast, is where they found the oldest human footprints ever in this country. Apparently they're nearly 950,000 years old, and they were made by the first humans to set foot in England. This is a really lovely section through here. Well, I said it's 8 years since I did this complete trip all the way through, and yeah, I've not been down this bit since. It's a real trip down memory lane actually, because when we were kids we used to spend a tremendous amount of time just down by these rivers. You know, we used to cycle down here with our mates, and we'd be down here buggering around as you do when you're young, climbing trees and fishing and up to all sorts. Yeah, all along these bits, so it really is lovely to come here again. Well, this is almost certainly going to be my last canoe trip this half of the year anyway. This canoe is sadly in dire need of a good rub down and revarnish, and yeah, I can't leave it any longer because it's oh dear, oh dear. Oh right, it looks like we might have to do a limbo. Right, I'll take you guys down a bit. Yeah, I can't put it off any longer, so this has to be done. In a few places now it's had a few knocks and scrapes, and it has been looking a bit sad for a while, but if I don't tackle it now, it'll be looking a lot worse, and there'll be a real shine to it to let that happen to it. Oh, the tree has still got me. That's it. Way, and we're off. Yeah, so this will be the last canoeing adventure. I can't imagine me doing anything else until after I come back from Sweden and I've had a break, so that's probably going to be October, maybe November. The other reason for that is that, as you can now fully appreciate, these rivers are beginning to get really choked up, and this is my local river, so this is the one I normally sort of dip down to for if I fancy a day's paddle, and yeah, nearly all of it is going to get really bad. Oh, we've got a pair of swans here, and there's one I can see on the bank with a young'un. Well, I'm sitting on a nest, I should say, not a young'un. The way this male is approaching me, I think he's looking for a bit of bother. Yeah, she's on the nest. That's all right, I'm not going to hurt you. You ain't got to worry. I've gone nowhere near the nest. Oh, get off. Bloody hell. He did actually land on the back of the canoe. Yeah, he is Mr. Angry. Yes, all right, I'm leaving. He actually jumped on the back of the canoe. I don't believe it. That must be the same one that attacked my mate a couple of 3 weeks ago. No, it's not, because we're on the wrong bit of river, but yeah, blimey. That's a shame that the camera wasn't facing rearwards, isn't it? You would have had a really good good view. Yeah, he's still coming. He's making sure I don't turn around, isn't he? That's the first time I've had a swan sitting on the back of the canoe for a little while. I did have to shoo him off with a paddle. Oh, it always happens when you haven't got the camera in the same place, isn't it? Unbelievable. Never mind. We've got a lot more river to go, so there's a lot more opportunities for swan attacks. This is the time of year where they are particularly aggressive. Anyway, I can't remember what I was saying there. Oh yes, so yeah, as you can see, the rivers are getting in the right mess. So yeah, it's coming to an end. There's still some sections you can still go on, but they're only going to be short sections, and yeah, it's no fun when that's all weeded up. So I'm going to use that time to give this canoe a good sorting out, and also, now this is something quite exciting. I am going to make another canoe. Oh yes, I've been thinking about it for off and on for a while. The pain of making this one 11 years ago was just sort of almost a distant memory now, so I feel I'm ready to tackle it again. So I'm going to build another canoe, be a wooden canoe. It's not going to be a cedar strip, it's going to be something a bit different. And I'm not going to say too much because I will do I'm sure I will manage to do a little bit of video and put a few bits up on YouTube. But yeah, so, and it's going to be shorter than this one. It's going to be probably 14 foot thereabouts. It'll still be a prospector because when I do long trips, I need to carry the gear. But it'll be lighter, shorter, and I think I'm going to make sure that doesn't stick out the water quite so much as well. So I might have to alter a few plans. But yeah, so that's all coming up. Now, what is now coming up in this direction is we're now approaching Syleham. We're approaching Syleham. If you carry straight on, basically this just goes to a massive caged in concrete wall with a sluice gate at the bottom, so obviously no canoeing through there. Now there is a mill bypass which is round here. I rather fancy that there may have been a few people have gone up there, and there is a section of where you can possibly get through, but I'm pretty sure that is all private. But I rather fancy a few people have been going that way. But I am going to have a look around here for the time being and just see what this looks like. When I did it before 8 years ago, it was quite exciting. I don't know whether it'll be any better. I can't imagine it's got any better. So that is down there. Well, clearly we can't go down that way because that is just a massive drop. So this is the only place to go. But I'm just going to try and get out and have a little look and see what's going on again. Because yeah, Syleham Mill bypass is what it says on that sign, and that is going to be a rather tricky operation, I fancy. So Right, that'll do. Whee! Yeah, it's not very canoe friendly, is it? Not at all. Let's see what's in store for us down here. Oh, what's happened there then? Is that a tree down? Bloody hell. Right, luckily, there's a tree here. I have to climb up. Blimey. Right, so past that. And then back in there by the looks of it. Let's get you on the back. Oh, that's it. If you hadn't guessed, I'm not wearing these leggings because of the rain. No, no. I have a feeling getting a canoe in the water is going to be only half the battle. Just, oh well, now it's coming round. Crikey, I'm in. Right, come here, you. Meet any swans up here, angry or otherwise. Right, there's no denying it's not exciting, is there? It's nothing like having a challenge. And it looks like we've got to go over one. Right, we are under that just, well, half under it. Obviously I've got to get under as well. Let's have a look and see that. Yes, the canoe out, so just stick that up there and then we should be able to manage. Up and over. Don't forget to keep hold of the bit of string, otherwise we're going to be marooned. But we've got to get into the canoe somehow. Right, okay, it looks like we've got another one here. You know, those little tiny short kayaks do look rather appealing at times. And this is one of those times. Mind you, there is actually a gap through here. Well, that's a bonus. That is a real bonus. Oh yes, I'm liking this. Yeah, we're here. That was nowhere near as bad as I was expecting. I don't think this is somewhere we're gonna just go straight over, so I think we're gonna have to go slow, and yeah, I'm gonna have to jump out and get back in the water. But we are now at the mill pool. Crikey, this is this is great. I've just got to launch himself back in, of course. Oh, we're in. We're in. Oh, Syleham Mill Pond and Syleham Mill. Look at that. Well, That was actually, yeah, quite a relief actually. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure that would have put nearly everybody off. Would think, oh, do I really want to put myself through that? But actually, as you just saw, hopefully the footage is going to be reasonable. I mean, it's quite difficult to handle the camera and everything else. Yeah, I think yeah, you're looking good. So now we are past Syleham Mill. That is a big obstacle out of the way. So now we're heading down through the back of Beccles. We're going to a place where we used to call it Frost's Yard. He was the man. If you caught any rabbits or pheasants or stuff, you could go there and he'd buy them off you and sell them to the restaurant trade. I'm sure he is long gone, but I went to school with his son, although I think he was a couple of years younger than me. So I don't know whether there's anything still going on there. I do recall this can be a bit of a tricky section as well. After Syleham, we have to redefine tricky area, don't we? Oh, that's it, come on. That's it, through the gap. Well done. So I think once we've cleared this area, we're basically full steam ahead all the way to Needham Mill. Right, be careful here because there is some obstacles in the water here, I seem to remember. I think there's a series of posts. And it is quite shallow, so let's just be careful. I can see some wood there. Gee, that looks like a massive bit of concrete, bloody walls. Whew. That's sticking out of the water, there's another bit here. This canoe is not keen on lumps of concrete. Still, we must be thankful because at least we are still pretty active. So, age is only a number. It's what you do that counts. I seem to remember a lot of people saying that to me over the years. And now I'm saying it. Now, according to the forecast, we should be done with the rain now. There was a slight chance at around about 1 o'clock that we might get a little shower. And then that should be it up until, yes, I think it was up till about 6 or 7 o'clock. Wow, there goes a kingfisher. I think that's the third, if not fourth one I've seen so far. Sadly, with the little camera I've got here, you will not see them unless we are right on top of them. I can tell you one thing, having my father pick me up from Beccles so that I can just canoe this in one way, one direction only, is very, very, very pleasant. I think this will be the first time I've done a one-way trip for years. Absolutely years. Cuckoo's out. I'm sure you can hear that. Get rid of these leggings. Obviously I have brought them in case we get any heavy rain, but the main reason for bringing them was because I knew almost certainly I was going to be wading through the nettles at Syleham, so that was my main reason for bringing them. There goes the kingfisher again. Because yes, my shorts and those little tiny ankle canoeing shoes are not are not very nettle friendly, that's for sure. But as it was, I came out of that rather unscathed, apart from when I fell over in the nettles and stung my hands. But luckily I hadn't set the camera up, so you didn't see that moment. Or maybe unluckily. I suppose it would have been rather amusing to look back on. But at least you heard the sound effects. And I rather fancy there might have been a couple of naughty words that I'm going to have to edit out. Yeah, you might get dragged off actually. We'll see. You are tethered on, so fingers crossed. Ah. Moo! Oh, cows. You won't be able to see them. They are so inquisitive. Oh yeah, moo! Oh, no, they're off now. No stopping them now. Oh my God. Oh yes, now they're really going for it. Brilliant. You can't beat wildlife. This is a tremendous area. I mean, because I think the sad thing is wherever you live, you don't sort of take that much notice of your surroundings because you're just so used to them. But I expect if you were from another area and you came here, you'd be like, wow, this is amazing. And it is amazing, really. Yeah, this tree is amazing. Look at all this lot. Blimey. I have managed to, I've portaged past this and I have managed to squeeze past it before. But because the water levels have dropped, that may make things more tricky or easier. I'm sure you like to see me struggle past fallen trees, so this isn't so much the fallen tree, it's all the bits of the tree that are in the water. And they all obviously are lying here as they would. Oh, that's better, that's all right. Amazing if you can get hold of a tree and give yourself a good pull, you've got enough help. Let's see what goodies we have in here. So I've got a bit of bacon, cold sausage, and a few, I think these are lentil ones. Yeah, that's what they'd be. Very high in protein. Actually, tastes pretty good. And I have, oh, some really nice Stilton. So this is us having dinner. Not a bad spot at all. Well, I've had the whole river to myself so far. Not seeing a single solitary person on the water or next to it. Amazing, really. But, you know, that's nice. Why we like it. Yeah, these are actually rather nice. It's not something that I normally have, but I thought that'd make a quick, easy meal. Right, dive into a sausage. Lovely.